Again, 12 out of 15. But I'm going to assume the Facebook channels are up. And just it's some kind of a discrepancy with the reporting software. So we'll find out here. I'm not hearing any. Then again, did I use a word in my title that they might not like? Oh, suicide. Hey, Drewski. I just realized I put the word suicide in my title. They're probably not going to tell anybody that I'm live. I forgot. I might have to restart my show. That's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to restart the show. This title is obviously bunk. I have to retitle the show. All right, let's start over again. And I'll see you in... Yeah, nobody's coming in from Facebook. I'm going to retitle the show, and I'll be right back. Look for the new title, guys. Instead of the word suicide, it'll have the word padded. CNN pads death. Oh, wait. Oh, well, Facebook is up? Are you guys on the main channel on YouTube? I know I'm early. Maybe I don't have to restart the show after all. Facebook is up and running. And which channels are you guys on? Is the main channel up? Drewski, Mark, and Nick. Can you guys tell me which channels you're on? Only one channel came up on Facebook. Which channel? Yeah, I might want to retitle this. Okay. Might want to restart the show. I didn't get any notifications on YouTube. You're on the main channel on YouTube? Did you get a notification, Drewski? That's really good if notifications on the big channel go out. I didn't even know that. If you follow your own channel, you don't get your own notifications. It's so stupid. So you don't know if the notifications go out or not. It's really stupid. So you can't monitor. I did get a notification. Oh, you're on the Julian Assange face. Oh, good. Okay, we're good. We're good. Good. My main channels are up. Bitcoin is recuperated over the last 12 hours, as you can see. It got up to 39,276 just a minute ago. Got all excited. Yeah, the Dabrig channel. I don't even know if the Dabrig channel is running right now, but I think we're okay. We got 6 people here now, and it's very early. I went really early. Hey, Phil. Now it says 5 people. Wow, one person comes in and it says somebody left. Is that so weird? Josh G comes in. 2 people come in and my numbers go down. Dude, I hate this thing so much, misreporting these numbers. I should just go back to fucking YouTube channel, man. Just YouTube. And if you watch from Facebook and you don't follow me on YouTube, you will not see those shows if I go live on YouTube. So just so you know, you're missing out. So we got 2 big things, 2 huge stories to cover. The first one is not in the title. Let's talk about that. I got a tweet this morning from Cult of Dusty. And he said, I'm going to be down for 2 weeks. And I was like, what? He said, I'm going to be down for 2 weeks. I've been blocked on YouTube for 2 weeks. I did not get a Dabrig channel notification. Oh, you did not? Dabrig. Yeah, okay. It's okay. It's okay. No notification on Facebook. Okay. Anyhow, let me find this Cult of Dusty tweet. I might just have to type him in to find him. Dusty too, right? Cult of Susty. Susty. Cult of Susty. Cult of Dusty 1, that's what it is. The number 1. Okay. Okay. Our video mocking the COVID misinformation of the trucker rally was just removed for medical misinformation after being mass flagged. Hey, at YouTube creators, at YouTube team, are you taking a stance on the at Ram Ranch? I don't know what, Ram Ranch is. Wait, what happened to his, when was that? That was February 20th. I'm confused. Sorry, guys, no show. I worked. Dude, his tweet's gone. Live on Twitch right now, February 12th. Dude, I saw he may have deleted the tweet. He deleted a tweet. It was at YouTube. It said, God, I don't know what happened to it. He's like, I'm going to be down for 2 weeks, guys. YouTube struck me for misinformation. Maybe he was responding to his other tweet. Team YouTube, thanks for reaching out. If you think your content doesn't violate community guidelines, neither received a strike or was removed in here, you can appeal directly from YouTube Studio. More on that. Oh my God, I fucking hate them so much. Oh my God, fuck YouTube. Team YouTube responded to him. They said, thanks for reaching out. If you, hey, YouTube needs actual customer service, hire more people, and stop trusting computers to muzzle good speech. Fuckers. Fuck YouTube, dude. I put in all caps because I didn't want to curse. You know, it's like, I know if I curse, no one sees anything. And the fact that there's only 7 people here right now, man, and nobody's talking in the chat right now. Josh is. Sucks that customer service is only effective via Twitter now. Companies can't take being flamed. I guess so they have to make a public gesture to their customer via Twitter. Anyway, Dusty put up this post and he said he was down for 2 weeks. I'm still going to look. Hey, YouTube, every time you do this, you're just proving that your algorithm is vulnerable to mass flag campaigns. You should get your engineering team to fix that. And in the meantime, default to manual reviews of mass flag videos. Yeah, maybe hire some folks, maybe hire some real people. Fucking A, dude. I'm so angry about this. And I see it's happening to other people. And there's, they never reached out to me when it was happening to me. But here I am trying to fucking reach out to all of them now, It makes me feel like shit. I shouldn't give a fuck. YouTube staff, every time someone gets their videos wrongly taken down, thanks to the trolls false flagging them. With mass laughter. I wish I could help you, but ... Right? We feel powerless. Is this removal 2 or 3 for this video? Wow, much freedom. What the hell, YouTube? Seems very weird how conservatives would mass flag freedom of speech. Huh. Conservatives. I guess he was going after the trucker misinformation. He wasn't going after the trucker convoy, was he? I don't know. Meanwhile, Jimmy Dore's anti-vax rants and Tucker Carlson's racism intact. Who's this guy? You've got a new friend. Hello there, new friend, Rodrigo. Progressive TV. Huh. Current author and Twitter Sapio troll. I don't know what a Sapio troll is. I just love how people fucking classify themselves with all these weird words. That's what makes me laugh. Sapio troll? What the fuck is Sapio? Okay, it also sucks we have to call out companies via Twitter to be heard now. It sucks that customer service is only effective. Oh, you guys are talking to me now? Hey, Josh G, thanks for talking to me, buddy. Sucks that customer service is only effective via Twitter now. Companies can't take being flamed. Okay, I saw that one. It also sucks we have to call out companies via Twitter to be heard now. Yeah, I know, but at least we've got it. At least it's there. And it works. You know, I'm thankful for it. I'm going to go retweet that at YouTube. It's Team YouTube, I believe. That's actually responding to his tweets. I can't remember. Makes plenty of money to hire real people. Yeah, I know, right? All these platforms are really starting to suck with all their bullshit. Phil, thanks, Phil. I agree. You guys wait till the next story, man. Let me just get through this one. Seems very weird how conservatives would mass law. Okay. Meanwhile, Jimmy Dore. Okay. Oh my God, cancel culture. Where are free speech warriors? Right here. Do what every other creator does. File an appeal. You cry about this so much and it ends up being resolved within the hour. When will you get it? You're bad at this. Man, what an asshole. Says Baby Yoda. This person's got 126 followers. Not even worth the fucking response. I'm not even going to fucking respond to this person. I don't punch down. It reflects poorly on your content moderation. If you can't prevent bad actors from organizing false mass reporting campaigns, especially when it's to directly contradict the spirit of your policy by suppressing debunking. What? It reflects poorly on, YouTube. It reflects poorly on your content moderation if you can't prevent bad actors from organizing false. Yeah. Well, one person's debunking is another's total bullshit. No. Should neo-Nazis be allowed? Whoa! What's this? A minute and 20 seconds.
I think the way to deal with neo-fascist groups is to try to shut them up forcefully. You should try to win the argument. It's quite remarkable to see it.
Yeah, Ben Norton. Yeah, Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate at the Gray Zone. You don't silence Nazis. You fucking debate them and you beat them on the goddamn podium. Just like this man said, Noam Chomsky gets it. It's too bad those idiots, those cuck bitches at the Gray Zone, right over their heads. They don't understand free speech at the Gray Zone. Noam Chomsky does, though. You guys want to hear that again? You want to hear it again?
I don't think the way to deal with neo-fascist groups is to try to shut them up forcefully. You should try to win the argument.
Because when you try to shut up a neo-fascist group forcefully, you're resorting to their tactics. You're dropping down to their level. Does that make sense to all of you? Let me hear from you in the chat. Weird name, but kind of neat. Hey, J-Bone, what's up? Yeah, he's a wazzle. Perfectly said. Yeah, thank you, Nick. Thank you. All right, let's get some more responses in the chat. Let's listen to what he has to say. It's only a minute and a half. He's smarter than Gray Zone. Way smarter than all three of those Gray Zone cuck bitches. Silence the Nazis. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's quite.
I seem to remember, it wasn't that long ago they were saying silence the Jews. Now they want to silence the Nazis. Hilarious, right? That fucking whole swap.
Remarkable to see how it works. So take, say, Holocaust denial. In a lot of Europe, Holocaust denial is a crime. In France, there are laws against it. You can't do it. And
that's bullshit too. If somebody wants to deny history or whatever, let them. You could just show them the photographs and the videos that the Germans took. Let them think the earth is flat. What are you going to lock up a flat earther in prison? Come on, man.
In the United States, it's not a crime. The consequence is that in the United States, Holocaust denial is unknown. There's plenty of it. There's professors, tenured professors at universities who
Whoopi Goldberg
denying the Holocaust.
I'm joking.
Nobody pays any attention to them.
Yeah, the Holocaust wasn't about race, says Whoopi.
Business. In France,
this is Noam Chomsky, bro.
All over the front pages.
How dare you?
Ton of publicity.
How dare you not know Noam Chomsky? You're not watching enough independent media on YouTube, bro. He's all over independent media. Everyone knows Noam Chomsky. Everyone talks about Noam Chomsky. He doesn't get everything 100% right, but he's right about this. And that's why I'm playing this.
Guy somewhere does some marginal thing. Everybody knows about it. It's a way of giving publicity to Holocaust denial.
Wedding cake.
If you treat it the sensible way, it's about like somebody claiming the earth is flat.
Oh my God!
There's no impact.
Dude, he used my analogy. I'm as smart as Noam Chomsky. I am so proud of myself. I've never seen this video before in my life. Is that fucking hilarious? He went to flat earth just like I did. I fucking love this. God, and let me just tell everybody that's left this show, you're all a bunch of fucking cunts. And those of you that are still here, I fucking love you. If you're here, I love you. If you walked out before I got to prove that I'm just as smart as Noam Chomsky, suck my dick. All right? If you're still here, I love you. If you're hearing me say these vulgar words, I love you. For those of you who fucking put a knife in my back and walked out because I played a 1.5-minute video of Noam Chomsky, yeah, you're a bunch of fucking cunts. Thank you for staying and watching a 1.5-minute video with me, guys. Panther God, what's up, buddy? I'm the God of Hellfire. Hey, God, look at us. We're two gods. We're two gods here. We're godding it up. God damn it. Look at us. We're goddamming it.
I just don't think it's even tactically the right way to deal with, say, neo-fascist groups. And it does give them an argument.
Very good. Very good, Noam. You know what? I'm going to retweet this, and everyone should retweet this at Max Blumenthal, Ben Norton, and Aaron Mate, and at the Gray Zone. All four of those. Retweet it to all four of them, okay? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. Now, first thing I'm going to do, this is how you got to do a tweet, okay? Remember this. First, I'm going to go to YouTube, and I'm just going to get the direct link to the video.
Argument, as you said.
Copy. Okay. Now I'm going to tweet just the video. Right? Now, because no one will see it if I tweet it at anybody, right? So you got to tweet it first. Tweet it. Then go back and retweet the tweet at who you want to see it. The fact that you have to do this is obnoxious, but Twitter changed this years ago with the whole tweets and replies bullshit. And now, it's like you got to do all these fucking steps if you just want to be seen or heard. It's really stupid. So to make that easy, I'll go ahead and I'll pin it to my profile. Right? It's my pinned tweet, so you guys can all find it easily. Just go to @NazGuard on Twitter. You can retweet that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to retweet this quote tweet at Max Blumenthal, at AARONM Aaron Mate, at Ben Norton, Ben Norton's not coming up. So he must not be as Ben Norton. Either that or he blocked me, which would be fucking hilarious. Okay, let's just go. Let's go Gray Zone. Gray Zone. Is it Gray? The Gray Zone News. Okay. And then Ben Norton's show is called I want to say Propaganda Today. Propaganda Today. Huh. Propaganda Dallies. Okay, that's not it. I thought it was called Propaganda Today, but let's find Ben Norton on. I want to find Ben Norton on Twitter. Might be Ben_Norton or something. Might be Gray Zone Ben Norton. Oh, Benjamin Norton. Okay, got him. Never saw that coming. Benjamin Norton. Huh? Oh. You guys disagree with one of the greatest minds of our time, just saying. Max. Okay, Nick. Max Blumenthal. A. Aaron. It's double A Aaron. Aaron. Mate. Aaron. They are all going to have checks next to their name, so you know you got the right guys. Benjamin Norton. Aaron Mate. Max Blumenthal. The Gray Zone with an A, all one word. Gray. Okay? You guys individually tweet that at those guys. Tweet it at Kyle Kalinske. Tweet it at David Packman. Tweet it at fucking Jordan Peterson. Tweet it at Jackson Hinkle. Tweet it at Jimmy Dore, Misbro Lib, Ron Placone, Lee Camp, Graham Elwood, Tim Poole, Tim Black, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, fucking Tucker Carlson. Tweet it at Fox News. Tweet it at CNN. Tweet it at YouTube. Tweet it at Team YouTube. Tweet it at fucking crypto people. Tweet it at whoever the fuck you want. You know, but go out there and fucking go crazy. You know, make me proud. You know, nobody makes the kind of sense that I make on this show. And those of you who were all shocked when I said you need to defend Nazi speech, when Ben Norton said you need to silence the Nazis, and I came on here and I said, no, you got to let Nazis speak. Oh, come to find out, Noam Chomsky agrees with me, the guy that smokes cannabis on a mountain in the middle of Northern California. Seems like I'm just as smart as one of the smartest minds of our time. You still want to watch my show? You know, I might be too intelligent for some of you. You know, I might be giving you too good of an advice that you might not want. You got your other phone fired up? Good. It's unbelievable how little visibility I get on the internet. No one else is going to call out the Gray Zone for hate speech against Nazis. Right? No one else is going to do that. Just me. Oh, me and that dude that I was just talking about, the smart guy, whose name I can't remember. Noam Chomsky. That's a hard name to remember. Sorry. Just remember a little gnome, the roving gnome. He looks like the roving gnome, Noam Chomsky. Yeah, just me and the smartest guy on the fucking planet. That's it. Nobody else, though. Have you heard anybody else defend that? Do you think I like Nazis? Hey, let me tell you something. There is a video. I saw it yesterday. of this real big dude punching out a Nazi. I fucking must have watched that video like 20 times in a row. It is so great. I don't like Nazis. In fact, I like when they get violence done to them. I do. I kind of like watching it. It doesn't bother me at all. At the same time, they got a right to speak. And if their speak inspires violence from other people, oh, well, you know, fucking pipe up, motherfucker. See where it gets you. You know? Hey, Big Merc's here, everybody. Hill, what's up, Hill? The Bowie track, The Laughing Gnome. The Laughing Gnome, the Roaming Gnome. The Roaming Gnome. Travelocity and the Roaming Gnome. Ooh, look at me here. I'm the Travelocity Gnome. Here I am. Ooh, the Travelocity Gnome sounds like sophisticated nay somewhat. Never noticed that before. Ooh, the Roaming Gnome of Travelocity. I've got this nice big flame here. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to smoke. I hope you guys are too. And I just want to say, man, to all the people out there every morning, they see that I'm live and they choose not to come into this show. I just want to tell them to go fuck themselves. And everybody else that comes here to watch and listen, I want to say thank you. Because I love you guys. You guys, it might not be easy to listen to me. I understand. But when you watch me and you realize you're like, man, dude, I didn't know that Noam Chomsky said that. And I didn't know that the gray zone was saying that either. And if I didn't listen to this guy, I wouldn't have known any of that. And I'm thankful for it. Let me hear from you in the chat if you appreciate it. You could go over Twitter and retweet my tweet like Nick is doing right now. He's going crazy on Twitter right now. Retweet. He's the only one out of all of you that are doing it too. Thank you, Nick. I see you, buddy. Nobody else is doing it but you. But I do appreciate you, bro. 10 retweets, bro. Wow. Only 2 likes. That's all you, bro. Hey, I'm here. Sorry, getting ready so hard to chat. Hey, Radical Leftist Agenda. So, Radical Leftist Agenda, I just called out the gray zone. Aaron Mate, Max Blumenthal, and Ben Norton, right? And the gray zone. I called them out. And turns out, Noam Chomsky, I don't know how you feel about old Noam. Noam Chomsky agrees with me. I don't know if, did you see that, Radical? Do you want me to play what Noam Chomsky says about Nazis? So you can see that I got that shit right before I even heard what Noam Chomsky said. I was right about that shit. Dude, I've been talking about this for months. I called out Ben Norton on a live stream months ago for that shit. I'm not chatting. I'm on the torch. Oh, right on, Phil. You got to let people spout their hateful shit, then laugh as the universe hands them an ass whooping. Right? It always... Oh, you didn't see it? All right. So months ago, Ben Norton did this whole video about why Nazis need to be silenced. And I responded to him. Of course, they don't respond to me because they don't even see me. You know, they don't know who I am or anything like that. But I said, you're fucking crazy. The Nazis silenced the Jews back in the 30s and the 40s, and you had a problem with that, but now you want to silence them. It seems a little hypocritical, and it seems a little anti-First Amendment here in the United States. And if somebody wants to speak, we let them speak until they incite violence. You can't tell me that just someone calling themselves a white nationalist or a white Aryan or a Nazi even is a statement of violence. It's not. It's not. You know, I seem to remember the fucking Prince of goddamn England, you know, going to a party dressed up as a fucking Nazi soldier. You didn't seem to have too much of a problem with that, world. Right? Oh, that was so cute. Oh, haha. Didn't have a problem with Hogan's Heroes. Huh? Would that have made that television show illegal? Yeah. You're not allowed to let Nazis speak. You know, Colonel Klink was a Nazi. So was Schultz. He was a fucking Nazi, man. So were all the captains and generals in that goddamn show. They were fucking Nazis. And yet there we are laughing and giggling about it. Yeah, Prince Harry. You know, you want to come at me with this shit? Maybe that's why no one watches me. Maybe you all do disagree with me, but no one's got the balls to stand up against my goddamn rhetoric. Anyway, for Radical Leftist Agenda, I want her specifically because I wouldn't be surprised if, like me, you'd been a fan of Max, Aaron, and Ben in the past, and I had been. You know, I still am a fan of Aaron Mate, not Max Blumenthal. He fucking lied to my face. And Ben Norton, he's a fucking idiot. But I'm still on the team. I'm still on Team Mate right now. You know, even though he fucking ignores me, even though I've tweeted at him and I've tweeted at him at this, and they've got nothing to say about it. You know, because they're all fucking gray zone team players. You don't want to fucking speak up against First Amendment rights if it involves a Nazi. But I digress. Listen to what Noam Chomsky has to say about the exact same thing.
I don't think the way to deal with neo-fascist groups
Cheers.
is to try to shut them up forcefully. You should try to win the argument. It's quite remarkable to see how it works. So take, say, Holocaust denial. In a lot of Europe, Holocaust denial is a crime. In France, there are laws against it. You can't do it. In the United States, it's not a crime. The consequence is that in the United States, Holocaust denial is unknown. There's plenty of it. You know, there's professors, tenured professors at universities who have published books denying the Holocaust. Nobody pays any attention to them. It's ridiculous. I forget about it. It's just crazy business. In France and a lot of Europe, it's all over the front pages. Ton of publicity. You know, some guy somewhere does some marginal thing. Everybody knows about it. It's a way of giving publicity to Holocaust denial. If you treat it the sensible way, it's about like somebody claiming the Earth is flat. Okay, forget it. There's no impact. I just don't think it's even tactically the right way to deal with, say, neo-fascist groups. And it does give them an argument. As you said, they can claim freedom of speech, which is a value we ought to uphold.
There you go. It's all about free speech. You take the speech away from the Nazis, and then you take the fucking speech away from the communists. And then you take it away from the libertarians, and then you'll take it away from the party that's not in power, whether it's Democrats or the Republicans. It never stops, you know? And the motherfuckers like Ben Norton that are calling for the silencing of other people that they disagree with, I don't care if it's a fucking Nazi. I don't give a fuck. Those are the people you really got to keep your eyes on. The Ben Nortons, the fucking Hillary Clintons out there. She wanted to silence Julian Assange with a goddamn drone strike. You know? They want to silence your free speech. Ben Norton, Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump wants to silence you. You know, Jen Psaki wants to silence you from the White House. You know, if you get blocked on Twitter, she wants you to get it blocked on YouTube, on Facebook, on every social media platform that you're on simultaneously. Forget the fact that one of those blocks could be a goddamn a mistake from a goddamn computer that misunderstood you were saying. It just happened to Cult of Dusty. And I don't care what Dusty was saying on his channel. I really don't. He should have never been taken down. He should have never been blocked for 2 weeks. And luckily for Dusty and luckily for Jimmy Dore and luckily for Jackson Hinkle, I still have a little fight left in me, I guess. I didn't think I did, but I do. I guess I do, because I saw that and I got outraged and I got inspired to speak on it again. How can you deny the Holocaust? Well, how can you deny that the earth is fucking round, bro? I mean, people are in denial. How can you say there's a God? You know, how can you say that Santa Claus brought your presents down the chimney, Mark? Do you get it yet, bro? You're trained since you're a baby to accept lies, man. As many times I say this to y'all, and people just walk out on me. And yet it's the fucking facts. You guys are trained to swallow lies since you're babies. You know, I looked in the mirror at myself 5 years ago, and I thought I looked good. I don't know what was going on, man. I saw a fucking video of me yesterday. I was like, Oh my God, dude, I was fucking morbidly obese. I looked fucking horrible. I looked like I was on death's door. And I remember I used to look at myself and I was like, suck my stomach in, and try to flex. Oh man, dude, I was fucking hiding behind that beard. I didn't realize it. So, denial happens to all of us. Understand that. And if that fucking pisses you off, then fuck off, man. You fucking pussies that just left. Fuck you. God, I'd love to spit on you as you were leaving my fucking podcast. Orange, what's up? You have a stiffy right now. Okay, it's a little too much information. Maybe, grow up and become part of the conversation instead of being a little cunt. I don't know, Orange. Consider it. Even though I do like your profile name and picture. Orange Primate. Tell the cunts, Nay, says J-Bone, right? Hey, Orca says, you're absolutely right, Nay. We're trained since birth to accept certain things without question. We're hit with dogma from day one, Phil. At this point, it's obvious that the narrative is bullshit, says Panther God. Fellow God. Somebody got upset because I called myself the God of Hellfire. I was like, really, bro? I'm not changing it. Tell the cunts. If that bothers you, I don't want you here. They started and won World War II. They started and won World War II. What I mean is you can't deny it. I should worded it better, Mark. You can't. Mark, what are we talking about? Mark, what are we talking about? You can deny the Holocaust. Oh, you can't deny. I know. You can't deny the Holocaust. I know. That's okay, buddy. Fuck them all, says J-Bone. So, have you guys seen this lately? I don't know. You want to brighten your days? You want to brighten your days with that? Look at that. That's fucking beautiful. Holy shit. We had a little resurgence here. And just a shout out to the fucking crypto market recovery today. Let's hope it keeps going. I don't know when it's going to fucking just keep doing that. It's up, down, up, down, up, down. When's it going to fucking finally keep going up, The God of Hellfire punishes evil. I just like to call him like I see him. So let's move on to the next story. You guys ready for this one? So I'm on Twitter this morning and I see a post that kind of got my attention. And it was about guns, and it was about they were comparing, it was a CNN article, believe it or not, that had said that gun deaths have finally surpassed car deaths daily in the United States. And the first thing I thought was, well, I don't drive at all anymore. I try to not drive, period. Number one, the cost of gas. Number two, I'm retired, so I really don't have a need for it. Number three, I don't know how many other people out there like me that are trying to stay home, stay locked down, and not get around COVID and get sick. I know my friend runs around like crazy. Got to go there, got to go here, got to go do this, got to go be around these people. I got a friend that's like that. But I don't know how many other people are like that, or I don't know how many more people are like me. So, I can't really do that because I don't have the numbers, right? But I thought to myself in my head, well, I don't drive around as much anymore. Gas is so fucking expensive. I said, and with locking down and all, it would make sense to me that there might be a difference in the balance of gun deaths. But I said more gun deaths than automobile deaths. That's kind of weird and sudden. Because I know there's a lot of automobile deaths every day in the United States. I mean, every day. So we're talking, somewhere between 60 to 80 people die every day in the United States from a car accident. Get hit by a car, run over by a car, die in car accidents, right? Shot by a cop in your car. You know how you die in America. You're changing the tire on your car. Cop comes up and shoots you. You're black and you're driving a car. Cop comes up and shoots you. You know how it happens, folks. Welcome to the United States. And I went and I kind of looked up the numbers, to see for myself. And I checked out this article. Because the article is a study, they're claiming it's a study. But there's a big hole in the study. And the hole was they are now including gun suicide deaths with gun deaths. They just lumped them all together. Suddenly. Now, gun suicide deaths have always been a factor in the gun discussion. You want to debate guns? Well, suicide's going to come up. And let me ask you guys something. I mean, it's a kind of a weird question, but I mean, if you finally decided to make a decision like that, which, I don't recommend anybody ever does, but if you did, I mean, wouldn't you rather it be painless and easy for you? Don't you want that option at least? I mean, even if let's say you're my sister, and you've made that decision that at some point when the grid goes down and society collapses, you're just not even going to live anymore. If you can't go to the grocery store and get your goddamn wheat tina, you're going to you're ending it right there. You choose how to do it. Right? Phil, of course it should be different. It was a conscious decision that somebody made, and they took the easy way out, whatever. They decided, they made that decision. Okay, fine. My point is this. If you take all of those deaths and you add them with all of the gun, shout out Adam Benson, and you add them to all of the gun-related deaths in the United States, do you know what that does all of a sudden to the number of gun deaths in the United States? It more than doubles it. So I go and I look at the study, and sure enough, oh yeah, they've included the suicides with the gun deaths now. So there's this huge surge. No, there's not a huge surge. There's just a huge surge in the way that you're counting the deaths. And this new way of counting, tracking the numbers all of a sudden, it just fits right in with that narrative. Guns are bad, okay? Don't want guns, okay? More people are dying, okay? Yeah, well, look. In today's world, people are closed in more in their homes. They're not out as much. There's more divorce. There's more murder. And there's more suicides. There's less driving because the price of gas has gone way the fuck up. It's doubled. It's fucking doubled the price of gasoline over the 2 years of COVID. It's fucking doubled, I guarantee you. And we're locking down. We're staying home. We're trying to stay away from each other. We're trying to do the right thing. And that is not driving your cars around so much. To say this is some kind of a resurgence or some kind of a proliferation of a sudden mass amount of guns that are just sweeping. That's what they're trying. Look, it's doubled. The amount of deaths have doubled. But don't look at where we actually got the numbers from. People choosing to take their own lives. And as I said before, it's an uncomfortable question. But wouldn't you want the fucking option? Wouldn't you want the option taken away from you? I mean, you're fucking Adolf Hitler in your bunker, and, the goddamn Russians are outside banging on the door. You've started a fucking fire. You've already poisoned children, and you've blown away your fucking wife. Do you not want that fucking gun sitting there in your bunker? I mean, hey, Orlando, there's plenty of arguments that people can make against me right now. And I will accept those arguments, especially if they're based in fact. I absolutely. So no reason to debate me because I totally accept your argument. All I'm saying is all I'm saying to y'all is this CNN article and this study is manipulated to serve the CNN narrative. That's it. That's all it is. And you guys shouldn't buy that shit. And you should go look at the numbers. You know, they're right there for you to, it's in the CNN article. It's right there in this. Those idiots put the numbers right there in the article for me to call them out on. But, you know, they're counting on millions of people just seeing the headline and moving on and going, oh, well, now I know. No, you don't know. Now you've been lied to by CNN. You're welcome. They didn't even use Vaseline when they fucked you up your asshole. Yeah, sounds like a fucking Twitch problem to me, guys. If you choose to watch this show on Twitch, that's your fucking problem. I can't fucking help you. My loin's moist. Did it moisten your loins? That's so fucking funny. So, you know, we saw that stupid Mike Tyson has some words of wisdom for Vladimir Putin on CNN. Literally 4 fucking days in a row. We saw that. And I said to you, that's fucking spin narrative opinion bullshit. And Mike Tyson didn't even say that to Vladimir Putin. These words were about a fight, you know, from 1980 or whenever the fuck it was. 1990, I think, was the year. But it just, you know, adds to the show this narrative that they run. And of course, every other news agency has their own narrative that they run as well. They're all guilty of it. But it's at the expense of your gun rights, folks. It's at the expense of your First Amendment rights, folks. That's what I'm trying to say. It's at the expense of going to war with fucking Russia. Are you with me? You guys, my pinned tweet only has 3 likes. Will you all please go, hey Don, will you all please go to Twitter right now, go to @Nay's Garden and like the pinned tweet. I think I might have Alzheimer's disease. It's a video. Actually, you know what? I'm repinning it. I swapped it. It's a different one. I want you to. It's a different tweet. I want you guys to like and retweet. It's only got 1 like. Okay, this is the @ Max Blumenthal, Arn Mate, the Gray Zone News, Benjamin Norton. It says, you guys disagree with one of the greatest minds of our time. Just saying. Yeah. It's got 20 retweets, and I'm thanking Nick Brown because I bet all 20 of those are from Nick. Thank you, Nick, for the 20 retweets. And for the rest of you, you guys can all go there. You can like it. You can leave a comment on it. I would love to be able to inspire some kind of conversation on Twitter with y'all, you know? Oh, 2 likes. I got 2 likes now. Thank you for the second like, whoever that was. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat right now who went over to Twitter and liked that new pinned tweet, the one that says Max Blumenthal. At Max Blumenthal, at Aaron Mate. If you like that tweet, let me know in the chat right now. Who was that? Mark Andrew Barlow? It was. And then J-Bone. Thank you, J-Bone. You don't believe in the God of theology. You believe in the God of hellfire. I am the God of hellfire, and I bring you fire. Nailed it. Somebody should tweet me at Cult of Dusty. Here, I'll tweet him at Cult of Dusty. I'll tweet me at Cult of Dusty right now. At Cult of Dusty 1. Hey bro, feel like watching a killer podcast live now. Dusty, just a personal invitation to Dusty. www.youtube.com/C/trendy as dabbers /live. Just kind of wondering how many of you guys ever type that in and share that around social media. www.youtube.com/C/trendy as dabbers /live. Do you guys ever throw that around the internet? See Trendy as dabbers live, but it's /. I just wonder if any of you guys do that. Yo, Orbs, why are you going to come on Twitter and you're not going to fucking follow me? You're not going to fucking follow me, dude? Really? You came on Twitter and you didn't fucking follow me? Huh. Literally came on Twitter and sent me a message and didn't bother to follow my account? I don't fucking play Fortnite. I've never even owned the game before. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, Fortnite. Huh. Silence. How about smoke rings? Right here. You guys want some? I want some smoke rings. Right here. It's so pretty outside. It snowed. I just got a message. What was that? Nick Brown, Nick Brown, Nick Brown, Nick Brown, Unholy. Good morning. Good morning, brother. Good morning. Where's my little dude, my little party dude at? Woo! You guys check out Unholy Rome on YouTube at Unholy ROM3. I mean, I'm sorry, on Twitter. On Twitter. Unholy Rome on Twitter. Instead of an E, it's a 3. So it's Unholy Rom3. Find that at Unholy Rom3 on Twitter. Follow him. Fucking inspires the fuck out of me, man. What that guy does, he travels all over the United States and feeds the homeless, bro. I don't know if you guys realize that. He's a friend of the show. He's been on here. We've interviewed him before. He used to go by the name Look, It's a Black Atheist on Twitter, but they fucking blocked his account. So he had to make new accounts. He says he's had to make 10 accounts on Twitter. Talk about being algorithmed and persecuted. And for what? For going around and feeding homeless people? You know? Do they realize who the fuck they're blocking? I'm so sick of this algorithming bullshit. And bro, if you want to get me out in the street, I mean, that's really what I want to get out in the street and march about. I just want to fucking march around in a mosh circle because I'm so angry. I just want to fucking bang my head and mosh around in a fucking circle and hold a sign and say, give me my fucking voice back. Fuck you, you fucking cunts. On the sign. I was wondering what happened to him. Thank you for letting me know his new page. Oh, you fucking dude, I retweet him all the time, man. I retweet him all the time, bro. I interact with him all the time. He has a space. I go into the space on Twitter. You know? I can't believe you didn't know that. As much as you retweet me and follow me on Twitter. Hey, Steve, what's up? Anyhow, he's got a good thing going, man. So you guys need to check him out. I've learned a lot from him. You know, I didn't realize there were some people that were in a library and they were doing a book reading of the Communist Manifesto. And these Nazis came up to the window of the library threatening them, holding up Nazi flags, and it was pretty shocking. And you know, Rome got into it with a bunch of people over that on Twitter. I hope he opens up a space about it today and talks about it. Steve Running, hello. I want to do this bong rip. I want to put some smoke rings right about here, is what I'm saying. Cheers. No law regarding Unholy Rom 3 on Twitter. At Unholy Rom 3 on Twitter. I wonder if Cult of Dusty can come out and play it. Man, I wonder when Dusty broadcast that to YouTube, he was multicasting it to Twitch, and we could go watch it on Twitch. Let's see why he got banned. That's bullshit. Everybody's being silenced on social media, and nobody's organized a group of people to stand up to it. You know? I'm the goddamn poster child of being silenced on the internet. I'm so silenced that all the fellow podcasters basically agree. Even my own audience agrees with my silencing for the most part. My bees are oh, you're so beautiful. My baby bees. I love the bees. Robo doggy activation complete. Robo doggy activated. My bees. My bees. My bees. My bees. My bees. My bees. Beezle Bob. Beezle. My Beezle. I mean, do you even bees, bro? Do you even bees, bro? You even beesling, bro? Robo doggy activated. That's what that means, pal. I've learned not to check. Oh, man, dude. My phone dinged yesterday, and I was so sad I didn't answer it. It was right at the start of a goddamn live show yesterday, right? And my phone dinged, and I thought, hey, there goes the notifications. Good, we're live. Hey, everybody, blah, blah, blah. I went out and did a live show. Forgot about everything that was going on. Like 2 hours after that, I looked at my phone, and it was a call from a friend, and I wanted to get, and I missed. And I was so upset. I was like, fucking hey, man. Made me sad. I was saddened by this. So let's refresh the chat because we got spammed by a YouTube spammer. They don't do anything. YouTube sucks my dick and silences good voices like Cult of Dusty One on Twitter. Are you guys following Cult? Do you guys even follow Cult of Dusty One on Twitter? Are you guys even following Cult of Dusty One on Twitter at Cult of Dusty One? You even following at Cult of Dusty One on Twitter? You even doing it? Nobody's not doing that any not more, pal. Not doing it. Is he going to go into the catbird seat? Hey, he's going to go sit in the catbird seat. Look at that. I'm going to put a sign right there that says the catbird seat. Hey, oh, look at you sitting in the catbird seat. Oh, look at you sitting in the catbird seat. Anybody get that reference? CNN News Flash. Angry white might be afraid he might have a gun. White man marches in the street. Be afraid he might have a gun. Do you even dust it, bruh? Do you even gonna dust it, bruh? Do you gonna, bro? Jackson Hinkle and Kyle Kalinski's honeymoon has ended officially, everybody. Oh, and Kyle Kalinske is officially a shit lib. You guys want to see it? You guys down? It's pretty good. It's short and sweet, to the point, man. You know, Jackson Hinkle's my boy. He's not always right about everything. So I'm just going to say that. Jackson Hinkle's not always right about everything. But he's more right about anything than anybody else out there. And some people have legitimate issues with him. And I say this to them. He's 22 years old. Wait till he's 35. He's fucking 22. You know, give him some time, man. Come on, man. Give him some time, man. But regardless of that, he's doing fucking great. I don't know. I don't know where the video went. I can't find it. I can't find it. So I don't see it in my history. So, okay, I'm going to go back to YouTube. Jackson's going to go far. Jackson's already gone far, bro. Are you kidding me? Jackson's already gone farther than almost every other fucking podcaster in his genre. Nick, you can't deny it. He debated Sam Cedar. He's gone on the fucking news, bro. He's run for goddamn public office. He went on a check this out. And this is a big deal. I took a fucking screenshot, bro. He went on a goddamn space yesterday. And when I went in, there were 400 fucking people in a space. I'd never seen that many people in a space on Twitter before, right? And by the time he was done, I believe it went up to 600 people. But I got a screenshot of that shit to fucking prove it if anybody ever denied that shit. Dude, trust me, he's gotten there, Nick. His train has fucking arrived. And it was a freight train, bro. You know? I mean, I saw it a lot later than a lot of other people had, because when I started watching him, there were already a ton of fucking people watching him and paying attention to him. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Okay, the honeymoon's over. Here we go.
Welcome back to the dive, everybody. I hope you're all having a good day. Here's your intro.
Patriotic socialism.
Wow,
People's champion. Common ground.
Thank you to, where'd that go? Thank you, CB Applejack. Danny Boy trolls bang you now? Situation between Ukraine and Russia. You do not need to watch this Kyle Kalinske video because it's the same fucking thing. Dick Long, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you.
Dick Long. I fucking love it.
Thank you.
Oh
Jackson
God.
on fire. Thank you.
Fucking Dick Long.
Char Darling, thank you for the super chat.
My cunt. My cunt and Dick Long.
To change his name to Kyle Kalinske.
Oh my
Nima,
God.
thank you for the super chat.
Didn't BLM have celebrity millionaire donations? Abby, Ben and Rania are not consistent.
God, when does he bring up the Kyle Kalinske video?
Exactly.
Holy shit.
All right, let's keep watching.
To independent states that want me here
this
for
is the video.
defensive purposes.
Cool.
So that's the trick that he's using. It's sort of like, exploiting a loophole in international law to claim that he's not violating international law when indeed he is violating international law, because it's not as simple as, these regions saying we henceforth declare that we're independent. Now, another prediction I'm going to make here is what will happen in the long run is at some point in the future, they will hold a quote unquote vote, and the people of the independent republics, or whatever they're called, of Donetsk and Luhansk, we voted with 80 or 90% to join Russia, and now we're part of Russia. So really, there are multiple steps here to get to the end result, which is what Putin wanted in the first place, which is basically annexing these ethnically Russian areas of Ukraine.
Okay, so first of all, there's no indication that that's going to happen, right? There's no indication that that's going to happen, because as of right now, we can look at prior historical
I did that with my toe
and assess whether or not this may or may not happen.
I turned the volume down with my toe.
Donetsk and Luhansk, right? Let's look at what happened with Crimea. With Crimea in 2014, after that coup in Ukraine, there was whatever Crimea's equivalent of a congressional body is. They formally agreed that they wanted to join the Russian Federation, but that wasn't
let's do
all,
a
right?
dab.
They held a public referendum within Crimea, and the vast majority of people said yes, we want to join the Russian Federation.
Yeah, did want to tap? Did yeah? Did can did tap? Yeah, back can did tap? Yeah, did can did tap? Did can did tap? Can did tap? Did can dab it, bro? You dabbing it, bro? Yeah, bro, you gonna do a dab, bro? Doing a dab? Gonna dab it, bro? Doing a dab? Gonna dab it, bro? Gonna do a dab it, bro? You doing a dab, bro? You dab? Doing a dab, did? Gonna do dab? You gonna do a dab, did? You gonna do a dab? Did? Yeah, did. You gonna do a dab? Do you guys hate when I do that shit? You know, if I only snorted half a line of ultra potent super male vitality this morning, I probably wouldn't be able to nail these impersonations, but I will wait at least 5 entire seconds before I go back and snort that second ultra potent line of super potent male vitality because it is so ultra potent. And once I snort that second line of ultra potent super male vitality, I am rocking ready for my day. Hardened and focused like a steel pole that is poking out of my jeans and headed north. That is what it feels like a freight train just running along the tracks. Hinkle looks like Max Headroom. He kind of does a little bit. Oh my God. That is so funny that you fucking said that. Dude, it's the fucking perfect hair. You know, I always thought he's got like cartoon character hair. It's like perfect. Well, but I've got to say this. He said he was going to get a haircut, and I don't know if this was before or after the haircut. Isn't that funny? His hair looks perfect before or after a haircut. So I have no idea. That's got to be after the haircut. Look at that hair. Dude, look at his hair. Let's zoom in on that, shall we? He's got fucking perfect hair. Always. Dude's got fucking perfect hair. You know, it's like some dude's got it, man. That motherfucker's got it. He's got fucking perfect hair. I mean, it's a goddamn wave off the coast of Hawaii. It's a fucking tube. You see that? It's like, whoosh. It's a fucking wave, man. Look at that. You just see a surfer coming right out of there, getting tubed, bro. Hang 10, bro. Hang 10, bro. Fucking getting tubed, bro. He's got perfect hair. What can he say? It's not his fault. It's his genes, man.
So they joined the Russian Federation. This is unlike what we saw take place in Georgia, where Russia recognized two sovereign regions within Georgia, which, keep in mind, China actually has a disagreement with Russia over this. They do not recognize these regions within Georgia as being sovereign entities, but Russia does recognize them as being sovereign entities, and they did not ever go through with like trying to annex them or have a public referendum for joining the Russian Federation. Nothing like that. So for Kyle to be so sure that they are going to annex, Donetsk and Luhansk, or that they are going to establish an internationally recognized referendum.
No law regarding Jackson Hinkle's perfect hair.
To join the
you knew that was coming.
Is very, very naive because we actually have historical precedent for both things taking place. But what I will say in Crimea is there was no recognizing of it as an independent sovereign entity before they formally voted to join the Russian Federation, or before their equivalent of their governments voted to join the Russian Federation. So for them to do that and then have a referendum, it wouldn't make as much sense as possible, but it wouldn't make as much sense. So I don't know if that's going to happen. It could happen, but I think it's unlikely that it's going to happen. I think it's very unlikely that they're going to hold a referendum to join the Russian Federation. If they do hold a referendum to join the Russian Federation, I would hope that it is internationally monitored. Although I think we all know how a referendum in Luhansk and Donetsk would go about joining the Russian Federation, I could imagine that the vast majority would be in support of a measure such as that.
That's what's going on here. Now, the Polish Prime Minister has demanded immediate sanctions against Russia, and they called for an urgent meeting of the European Council. We also have the Biden administration is going to impose sanctions over Putin's recognition of these breakaway Ukraine
Right on,
regions.
Mark.
Now, as of this moment, as I'm talking to you right now, and by the way, this will change very quickly. This will change.
So Biden to impose sanctions over Putin's recognition of breakaway Ukraine regions. So let's just be clear again. The White House does not recognize what Russia did today as an invasion, even though Kyle Kalinske is calling it an invasion. He says they're invading Ukraine. The White House is saying that Russian troops, the White House official who requested anonymity in order to discuss sensitive issues wouldn't call the move an invasion, however, saying Russian troops moving into the Donbass would not itself be a new step. Russia has had forces in the Donbass for the past 8 years. It's an important distinction, as an invasion would trigger sanctions, harsher sanctions than the Biden administration is currently planning on Russia, and imperil diplomatic meetings that were set on the condition that Russia not invade Ukraine. So there are meetings that are going to be taking place, or supposed to be taking place this week, between Putin and Biden. And we'll see if that takes place still, because they have not classified this as an invasion. Okay.
In the course of hours, if not, minimum a day or two. Right now, the only sanction
Ducky
Hollandaise! That, it's illegal to
Ducky!
basically do business.
Ducky Hollandaise!
Look, not like Americans were doing a lot of business in those particular regions in the first place. They weren't. So this is more symbolic. But I'm sure they're going to have a meeting, whether it's NATO, the UN, Biden with a whole bunch of world leaders, and they're going to determine a path forward as to how to try to deter Russia from further aggression here. So BNO News says Ukrainian President Zelensky is going to address the nation. Again, so he hasn't yet as of the recording of this, but he probably by the time you watch this, he will actually speak.
Does anyone know if he's spoken yet? I heard he was supposed to speak and he didn't.
Now, this guy here is named Clint Ehrlich, and he correctly predicted what was going to happen in this instance. And so I want to share with you another tweet thread he did here, because here's how he predicted it accurately previously.
You're funny,
He
Orko.
said, a sudden
Where's your
invasion
chat at?
from Russia of Ukraine is not going to happen. He was referring to that Wednesday invasion that the U.S.
They
media
keep hiding the chat.
guaranteed was going to happen. Clint Ehrlich said that's not going to happen. He was correct that didn't happen. He also said what's a distinct possibility is, Russia did the whole fake withdrawal from the border and claimed victory over the West.
There we go.
Fake withdrawal from the border. So does Kyle Kalinske
Finland
now
are trying
also
for NATO
disputes
membership.
that,
Sweden moved troops to some
regularly
island too.
scheduled, and yes, they were regularly scheduled.
Escalation, right, Misanthropic?
The regularly scheduled military operations.
Ducky Hollandaise! Ducky Hollandaise!
Russia was holding on the border. Did not those troops that were there and participating in these regularly scheduled, pre-scheduled, months in advance, that these training operations and the troops that were involved didn't leave the border? Is he contesting that? I'm just curious, because we haven't seen any evidence of anyone from the West to contest this. You just hear people on CNN and MSNBC. You hear these deep state officials that CNN and MSNBC bring on, and they say, "Oh my God, Russia is not actually removing their troops from the border." Well, we literally have anecdotal evidence, first of all, of the military infrastructure that they temporarily deployed for these trainings being removed. But we also have the official Russian government saying that, yes, we had training operations near our border that were scheduled months out in advance, and those troops left. Not all the troops left, of course, because they're protecting their own border. I would question anyone who cries about Russia protecting their own border.
So I heard
the increase in troops that we saw there.
I heard that border, there's people that die on that border every day, and it's been like that for years. Is that true? Does anybody know that? That there's always some kind of warfare on the border of Russia and Ukraine. Is that true? Does anybody know that that's been going on for years and years? And it's like, it happens so often that they don't even fucking talk about it. You guys ever heard that? Let me know, because I don't know where I heard that. Let me know.
Past several months, did leave because those were regularly scheduled training exercises. So is Kyle questioning this? Does he have some sort of intelligence that none of us have and that CNN and the Washington Post and the New York Times don't have? I'm just curious because it'd be some real cutting edge reporting if Kyle could provide that to all of us.
Quote, without firing a shot. But what Clint Ehrlich warned is what might happen is
8 years.
there's some sort of
Thank
false
you,
flag
Mark.
attack or something that nominally draws Russia back
Thanks,
in.
Steve,
Where
running.
they can say, look, we were being, we were the peace lovers here, and we tried to withdraw.
Thanks,
but
J
not only
Bono,
did we
Merida.
arrest
Thank you,
and
buddy.
our
All
people
three
got
of you. Thank you,
captured in
guys.
breakaway regions.
I'm not used
So
to
now we have
so
to
many
go in there
people
to defend them.
responding, man. Thank you, guys.
And so he predicted that could happen, and that's exactly what ended up happening. That, they like fake withdrew, and then they.
Does Kyle want to make the case that 14,000 people over the past 8 years have not died in this
Mark Andrew Barlow, send me your address on Twitter at Nade's Garden.
Ukrainian-led neo-Nazi Azov movement-led aggression against Donetsk and Luhansk over the past 8 years? Does he want to contest that 25% of those 14,000 individuals were not civilians who died? Does he want to contest that this aggression has reached a fever pitch thanks to the Azov
Message it to me. Don't tweet it at me like Orca did.
movement, who is now being indirectly funded by, and armed by the US and the UK in an increasing sum over the past several months. Again, because if Kyle has this information that he claims to be making his assumptions around, I would encourage him to share this information with all of us. It'd be really incredible. I haven't heard this. I haven't seen the evidence yet. So Kyle, if you're listening, please do us all a favor. Share this evidence with all of us. I'd be so curious to see all of this. You make these bold claims. This evidence. Shout out to everyone watching right now, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a like.
Turned back around and said that only
Jackson
involves
Hinkle, everybody, follow him on Twitch. Follow him on
with
YouTube,
ethnic
please.
people within
Please.
Ukraine. This guy said this might be how it unfolds.
You'll have a
because
lot
nobody
of fun
was
in
gonna
his
unfold
chat.
like that, and that's exactly what happened. And what happened is it gave the media time in Russia to make a propaganda campaign, build a propaganda campaign for war, which is exactly what they ended up
And I'm getting used to him saying based.
doing. And it gave Vladimir Putin the time to give a speech and declare, hey, here's why we're doing what we're doing. So this guy predicted it. So I want to read for you his new thread and what he's saying. And then some.
Bro, I called out Ben Norton on the show today. Did you hear it, Misanthropic? I called out Ben. I tweeted at Ben Norton on this show. Misanthropic, did you know that? Are you following at Nate's Garden on Twitter, Misanthropic? Follow me on Twitter, so I'll follow you back. Hinkle is a dude. You always come through the good recommended. Dude, Hinkle fucking rocks. He's getting better. Every time he podcasts, he gets better and better. Dude, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. We were in that space last night. It was Jackson Hinkle's space. He's like, listen. He's like, I've been in an Uber. Okay? And you guys remember this story, okay? Because this is not recorded that I know of, all right? He's like, I was in an Uber. He's like, and I was broadcasting from inside the Uber. He said the Uber driver was listening to me, and the Uber driver's Russian. And he said, after I was done speaking to y'all and you guys started speaking, he said, I muted myself in the space. And he said, the Uber driver, as I was paying him and saying, thank you for the ride, he goes, listen, he said, I just want to tell you, my brother's in Russia. And I agree with everything that you said in that space on Twitter. And Jackson's like, really? He's like, you're Russian? He's like, he flipped him the fuck out, bro. He didn't realize the guy was driving silent the whole time, was just listening to every word he was saying, paying attention to him. And it was really moving that he said that. But before he got his haircut, he said, I just want to say this. I'm looking at the space. He says, this is my first space on Twitter. I've never done this before. There's 600 people in here. He said, and I just want to say this. Hey, Kyle Klinsky, stop being a shit lib. And why don't you bro, he starts calling motherfuckers out in front of 600 people in a space on Twitter. And Tara Reid was in there, among a whole bunch of other white checks. And I was just like, dude, I was at the very top of the list, I guess, because, it just shows you, and I was at the top. I could see me, and I could see all these white checks up there. And I was just like, holy shit. I mean, he's just slaying motherfuckers. And he's just calling them out, man, on their bullshit. He calls them as he sees them. Not on Twitter. Oh, yeah. Yeah, get on Twitter. Download Twitter. Go to twitter.com or download the app. It's free. And I'm at Nays Garden. Oh, that's where it's happening at. That's where it's happening at. Please look, they're talking about Twitter right now on the Jackson Hinkle thing.
There's a lot of wisdom in this, but then there's also one part that I think he's missing, which I'm going to get to after I read this to you. So Clint says, the world is perched on the edge of an abyss. We may soon see the worst combat in Europe since World War II, killing thousands of people and raising the likelihood of
I'm thinking about another splash of confetti. What do you say? Splash of confetti.
What's happening? Russia has built up a potential invasion force on its border with Ukraine. Recent photos and video show the Russian military pre-positioning attack helicopters and troop transports. It looks a lot like final preparations for a cross-border assault. Now, he was saying this all the way back in January 15th, by the way. Why is this happening? Russia.
So the training operations. Also, what's so damning about Russia protecting their own border? I really don't know. Are they launching missiles into Ukraine? Are they invading Kiev with tanks now? No. Of course not. So why are you calling it an invasion? Even the State Department, the White House, they're not even calling it for an invasion. And they're the most hawkish of all. They want this. They want a reason to go to war, right? Or impose the mother of all sanctions on Russia. And they're not even calling it an invasion.
Has issued an ultimatum. In the words of Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Rabkov, for us, it's absolutely mandatory to make sure that Ukraine never, ever becomes a member of NATO. The Russians insist the NATO expansion into Ukraine poses an existential risk to their security. President Putin argues that NATO missiles in Ukraine could hit Moscow within 7 minutes or even 5 minutes once NATO has hypersonic weapons. Now, before I continue, let me just say, you're about to see why the narrative around NATO being the only reason why Putin is doing this, it's not correct. It's not accurate. Because there was a big event that happened recently which disproves that this is the main reason or the dominant reason why Putin is doing what he's doing in Ukraine. So I'll come back to that, but let me continue with the thread. The U.S. and its European allies have refused to assuage that concern. They insist that someday NATO will expand it to include Ukraine, just as the alliance promised in 2008. And so from Russia's perspective, negotiations have hit a dead end. The time for words is ending. This was all foreseen by the architect of the U.S. grand strategy during the Cold War. George Kennan was the diplomat who devised our plan to contain the Soviet Union. After the USSR collapsed, he warned that expanding NATO would lead us towards war with Russia.
Stage 4 Washington brain. Everyone, please pray for Kyle Kalinske. Let's hope they find a cure to this, cancerous disease he's currently battling. Hank Highlights, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you.
Kyle is a spook or doesn't know anything.
Probably the latter. Anonymous, thank you for the super chat.
Everyone here based AF.
Yes, pretty much everyone here is base as fuck. I agree. All right, let's keep watching.
Kennan called the first round of NATO's eastward expansion in 1998 a tragic mistake. He said that our differences during the Cold War had been ideological and that with the collapse of communism, it was no longer necessary to treat Russia as an enemy. It is the beginning of a new Cold War, Kennan predicted. Of course, there's going to be a bad reaction from Russia, and then the NATO expanders will say that we always told you that is how the Russians are, but this is just wrong. Kennan went to his grave believing that his efforts to secure peace in Europe had been squandered by his successors. Quote, "This has been my life, and it pains me to see it so screwed up in the end," he said. The irony is that NATO would prefer not to add Ukraine. The 2008 declaration was mostly symbolic, which is why Ukraine has never been presented with an actual timeline for joining the alliance. But we're ready to let Ukraine burn for the principle that it could join. The Biden administration is preparing to fight the Russians inside Ukraine based on the template of fighting the Soviets in Afghanistan. The plan is to train insurgents at camps inside NATO member states, then send them across the border to Ukraine with NATO weapons.
Bro, Kyle needs to get this through his thick skull Russia doesn't want a war. No, Ukraine doesn't want a war. Even yesterday, look at this. Even yesterday, let me see if I can find it here. Even yesterday, Ukraine's defense minister, Oleksiy Reznikov, says Russia hasn't formed a single battle-ready group along the Ukrainian border yet. So talking about an attack happening tomorrow or day after tomorrow is inappropriate, but it doesn't mean low risks. This is even they've said throughout this entire timeline. They've said, "Don't worry. This is a this is a very very low likelihood that they're going to invade. Don't pack your bags. This is all part of a complex game of diplomatic chess." And they still haven't. Invaded.
Crypto's falling again.
What you can call it, I guess, is they sent in a peacekeeping
got
mission,
the 39-27
to protect civilians in the
That's
Donbass.
38-59.
But you can't call it like an offensive military invasion or anything like that. You just can't. You can't do that.
This is where it gets terrifying. The thesis of this strategy is that NATO can kill Russian soldiers with impunity, that its member states can launch cross-border raids using NATO-trained, NATO-armed foreign fighters, and that there's no real risk of Russia retaliating. But what if Russians decide to launch their own cross-border insurgencies inside NATO member states? What if Russian-trained, Russian-armed fighters start killing NATO forces in Slovenia, Slovakia, or Poland?
What the fuck are they talking about? What if Russian-trained, Russian-armed fighters start killing NATO forces in Slovenia, Slovakia, or Poland? What world are you living in, Kyle? Where you're even entertaining something like that? Nima, thank you for the super chat.
I'm guessing Paula Jean is not happy with you and Jimmy on COVID and Rittenhouse. That's why she's smearing you two as libertarians.
Huh.
To be honest, I don't really know why she's going after me. I don't know. I don't have I mean, as of right now, I don't have a problem with her. I don't even know what she's going after me over.
Would we do nothing then, or would we retaliate? The problem with beginning a chain of escalation is that it's not clear where it ends. Once our countries are caught in a cycle of tit-for-tat retaliation, we inch closer and closer to destroying the world, to sacrifice every human life at the altar of abstract principles. In 1962, Khrushchev wrote to Kennedy to defuse the Cuban Missile Crisis. He said that our nations ought not pull on the ends of the rope in which the knot of war is tied, because there will come a time when neither of us can untie it. Today, our leaders are busy pulling the ends of the rope. The knot of war is growing tighter and tighter. I pray the day will never come when it shall be cut, but I am fearful.
I knew Jackson was anti-war.
Look, I think it's fair to say part of the reason why Putin is doing what he...
I wonder why Kyle doesn't have his camera on during this video.
It's weird, right?
I wonder why.
Huh.
I wonder where Kyle could be filming this video. That prevents him from having his camera on.
He's doing is in regards to NATO expansion. I think Russia views that as a genuine security
Look at the
threat,
smile
but it's
on
certainly not the only
Jackson's
reason
face.
why he's doing it. Okay, I'm afraid of the escalation. I'm afraid of the tit for tat.
You dog,
that's
man.
a horrifying prospect, and that's right where we are right now. We're on the edge of the abyss right now. But there was a story that came out not too long ago, which we talked about. This is February 17th. This is in The Guardian. Zelensky admits that Ukraine's NATO bid has stalled. So in this article, they go on to explain that Zelensky effectively said, look, do I want to be part of NATO? Yes. Do the majority of Ukrainians want to be part of NATO? Yes. The fact of the matter is, it might be a pipe dream. It stalled. We're not joining NATO. If we ever do join NATO, it's going to be a very long timeline. It's not just Russia that's against it. There's players within NATO and within Europe who are against us joining NATO. So it looks like
okay, so this is such a dumb fucking Angloid analysis of why NATO cannot accept Ukraine. Kyle, in addition to not knowing, apparently, that there was a coup in Ukraine in 2014 led by the U.S. against a democratically elected leader, that was far more sympathetic towards
everybody,
the multipolar vision of
the only other person, the only other human being I know on the planet with perfect hair is here, Billy Valentine. What's up, perfect hair, Billy? You've got perfect hair, good sir.
Of this planet. That includes Russia and China acting as, poles, as balances against the United States. Also, he fails to recognize that Since 1990, the United States, Germany, and the United Kingdom, and other members of NATO have promised that they would not extend NATO 1 inch east of Germany. They have violated that promise on multiple occasions, but it still doesn't mean that they have any more of a right to continue expanding. And Ukraine is a line in the sand. You extending past Ukraine would be the final straw, because then you are straight up on. You can have NATO forces on Russia's border, and you could bomb Moscow within a matter
Dude,
of
the
like
chat
12
is
minutes.
so funny right now.
This
If you
is-
guys
this
are
is
reading the
not-
chat.
This is Kyle's analysis of this is so fucking terrible. Thank you for the super chat, you guys. Marxist Hibero, thank you for the super chat.
Read the chats, guys. Oh,
Most likely Kyle is in CIA or NATO main building.
H-Dax, thank you for the super chat.
The Vanguard lost their minds over this MPP story. They want apologies from you and Jimmy. Also, it looked like Gavin's mascara was about to run. Lol.
Looked like his mascara's about to run.
Oh, they want an apology from me?
Dude, the
The
chats are always
Vanguard wants an
hilarious.
apology from me?
You guys would really have fun in his chat.
Tell
I
the
swear.
Vanguard
His
they can
shows are
suck
so
my
much
dick.
fun.
As far as I'm concerned.
Look,
And they owe me about apologies. They can suck my dick.
dude.
Marcus,
Fuck yeah.
thank you for the super
Fucking
chat.
Jackson,
Appreciate you.
bro. They can suck my dick. He
There
said.
was an emergency UN meeting about an hour ago, and the Ukraine rep was talking the same as everyone else and blaming the Kremlin for aggression.
Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised.
He
All
can
right, let's keep
suck my
watching.
dick.
Ultimately, we're probably not going to be able to join NATO. This is the gist of what Zelensky said.
Indy left.
Now, if you're Vladimir Putin and you hear the Ukrainian president say that, what would your response be if your main concern was, look, I just don't want NATO to expand any further? Your response would be, oh, based. Okay, I guess that's a massive de-escalation here. I probably should
Well, Indy
pull away
left.
from the border. I
Indy
probably
left
should
is
withdraw.
yeah,
But
one
who
of
didn't do
his
that?
mods.
Putin still invaded. So, again, if I was in control of U.S. foreign policy back when we were expanding NATO, I would have argued against it at the
That
top
sucks,
of my lungs
bro.
and said, this is a provocation. They're not going to like this. That's definitely true. Okay?
It's not a matter of whether or not Russia would have liked this. It's that the U.S. promised against this since 1990.
I don't know about
extending
Turkey.
it 1 inch east of Germany. So
This
this
I'm not
isn't about
familiar.
your opinion, Kyle. It's about what was promised.
But it is also true that this is not the only reason why Putin is doing what he's doing.
He's
it might
a
be
door
one of a number of
mod.
factors. But clearly, in this instance, this is Russian aggression. You can't just
A mod on their Discord
the
server.
U.S. does all the time, and when the U.S. does it, I oppose it at the top of my lungs and call it imperialism. So in this instance, I'm going to oppose it at the top of my lungs and call it imperialism. So now the question is, what do we actually do about it? Which is a much more difficult question, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But first, let me prepare you guys. Let me warn you guys. You're going to see a lot of brain dead takes over the next week or two.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I keep watching your videos, I probably will.
I'm like Jackson.
Literally every
he left. He left himself wide open for that one.
Absolutely Nat IQ shit. Like it's coming. Just buckle up. Everybody's gonna say some insane shit.
Mm-hmm. And you're saying you're insane shit right now in this video. Got it. Okay.
So first, let me warn you against one type of person who you shouldn't be. Okay.
All right. These are Kyle's unacceptable thoughts, you guys. So are you ready? These are unacceptable thoughts, right?
Holy shit! I know exactly where he's
Just
gonna
like
go.
Trudeau has his unacceptable thoughts that he has to invoke the
America,
Emergencies Act
yeah!
and call
Yeah,
people
America!
terrorists, you know,
Fuck Russia!
These are Kyle's unacceptable thoughts.
Okay, here we go.
All right, you ready? Let's hear them.
This guy Caleb Mount.
Dude, let me tell you about Pasta and Convo Couch. All right, both of them from Convo Couch, have addressed me personally on Twitter. I messaged Pasta and he responded back to me in a private message on Twitter. So even though I have some problems with some of the things I've seen them say on their podcast, I've got some problems with some of the things I've seen Jackson say. I've got problems with some of the things I've seen Jimmy Dore say. I can't really say that about Ron Placone. Graham Elwood or Lee Camp, but that just means, you know, that I find people that I'm more in tune with. But at the same time, I don't think that's the case, especially with me and Jackson. I just think he's got a different perspective than me, you know, especially when it comes to the whole COVID thing. But I am anti-mandate, but I am pro-mask, you know. I put up a pro-mask picture today on my Twitter feed. It's a picture of two people with a spotlight behind them and a black background, right? So they're blowing, I believe they're blowing smoke at each other. I'm not sure. It looks like they're blowing smoke at each other, and you can see the plumes of smoke going in each other's faces. It says no mask. And then the next picture, it says one mask, and you can see them blowing smoke, and it's still going out. You can still see the smoke going out and getting to them. And then it says two masks, and there's no smoke. And you're like, there you go, man. It's a wonderful demonstration. I love science and just basic shit that you could just look at, you know, like watching the sunlight hit the tops of the trees in the morning, you know.
Oppen, he said the following: "What aggression? I think you are confused. The Kyiv government's aggression against the peoples of Donbass is reprehensible. Russia coming to their aid."
But I don't think
is
I
a good
finished what
thing.
I was going to say about Convo Couch. I used to call them Convo, we make stuff up couch. And it's not fair of me to do that. And I have a lot more respect for them because they actually did give me recognition, even though it was to disagree with me. And I was disagreeing with them on Twitter about some things. And I was calling him out. And I may have called her out on some stuff too. But they both responded to me. And so I've got a lot more respect for them, you know, than most people. And then when Jimmy Dore finally responded to me, you know, that was amazing on Twitter.
Based.
He said based.
Great take from Caleb Maupin. Great take from Caleb Maupin. What aggression? I think you are confused. The Kiev government's aggression against the peoples of Donbass is reprehensible. Russia coming to their aid is a good thing.
Huh.
Now, here's what Kyle's probably going to... I haven't watched the full video. I'd imagine this is what Kyle's
That would be interesting to find out about the Kiev aggression
Caleb.
against Donbass.
Crystal told me that this is not a peacekeeping mission. Crystal and Sagar told me this is a military invasion.
Sagar.
And we can't trust the Kremlin.
Crystal and Sagar. I love
Caleb,
it.
you really trust the Kremlin? You really trust them?
Crystal and
Caleb.
Sagar. Yeah, you could tweet it, Jimmy. Sure. Tweet it, Jimmy. Tweet
Caleb,
it.
this isn't about the 14,000 people that the neo-Nazi Azov group has killed. This is about what Russia's doing right now, right here today, and its impacts. Caleb, come on. This is a bad idea.
Valsh. Here comes Valsh.
So this is literally just spinning the invasion of a sovereign country as defensive. Like, it's not calling a spade a spade. This guy is so anti-U.S. imperialism that he's pro-Russian imperialism.
He's so okay. So now we're calling this Russian imperialism. Let's
Well,
take a.
you know what Jackson Hinkle would say if he agreed with what you said, Misanthropic? He would say that's a very based opinion. And listen, Misanthropic, I totally agree with what you're saying. I totally 100% agree with what you're saying. 100%, man. Totally agree with you.
Spin down memory lane, everybody.
I'm sorry that you're out of coffee. I got
after
plenty.
A 2014 U.S.-led coup in Ukraine, which, yes, Kyle, by the way, there was a U.S.-led coup in Ukraine in 2014. I know this might be shocking to you because you didn't bring it up once during your little conversation with Bosch you had. But yes, there was a coup in Ukraine in 2014. And since then, of course, we've seen the neo-Nazi Azov battalion aggress against, Ukrainians that were essentially separatists within the Donbass, Luhansk and Donetsk. And the neo-Nazi movement's aggression against them
waterfall's
resulted
still
in
falling.
14,000 deaths. Just this week, we saw an increase in
Yeah,
escalation.
please. Yeah.
A kindergarten partially
You
blew
can tweet
up.
at them all you want.
Thank
Thank you.
God everyone is okay there. Or at least they're not dead. You know, there were some injuries. We saw civilian housing get shelled this week. And this increase in escalation is thanks to, the U.S. hype and chaos that they've been creating, the fact that the U.S. and UK have been indirectly funding and arming the neo-Nazi Azov movement that is doing this aggression. There are quite literally memorials for the civilians, specifically also the children who have been killed by the Azov movement within the Donbass.
Huh.
And Russia stepped in and they said, we will not tolerate this. Sure, you can call us names, you can say that we're going to invade, you can say this, that, and the other thing. But to use civilians, to use children in a kindergarten, to use people in their homes as pawns in your game of diplomatic chess or geopolitical chess, no, we will not tolerate that. So yes, they stepped in. They recognized the Donetsk and Luhansk as sovereign entities, and they sent in a peacekeeping mission, and that was very base, and I applaud Vladimir Putin for doing that. And,
Fucking love it!
Hey, the only thing I wish he had done it sooner. I wish he had done it sooner. But, we're seeing this on another day of, Russia having not invaded Ukraine. I think this is incredible. I think they should have done this sooner. And, we should be, the U.S. should.
It's pretty
really
outside, but let's.
If anything, they should be probably sanctioning the neo-Nazi Azov movement. They shouldn't be arming them. They shouldn't be funding them. They should be sanctioning them, right? But for some reason, they're actually indirectly funding and arming them. And they're killing, civilians in the Donbass as a result. So, Kyle, completely dumbass take here.
Cheers.
You see how that's a problem? Don't be so anti-imperialism that you somehow wind up being pro-imperialism. That's what this guy's.
How is Caleb's take pro-imperialism? How is what Russia is doing imperialism? How is it imperialism? I want Caleb and Kyle to debate on what imperialism is. In fact, actually, Caleb Maupin did respond via tweet. He didn't do a video or anything yet. He might, I don't know. But he did respond via tweet to Kyle, calling him supporting Russian imperialism. This is what he had to say. He said, wow, so Kyle Kalinske calls me brain dead because I have a definition of imperialism that isn't, quote, when you send troops to a country, end quote. Forgive me, Brainiac. I read this book called Imperialism, the Highest Stage of Capitalism by Lenin, and I see it as a global economic order. Very true. Kyle, would you recognize hybrid warfare or sanctions or regime change operations or coups or National Endowment for Democracy meddling or USAID meddling? Any of these things, would you see this as imperialism? I'm just curious. Sending in a peacekeeping...
Never try to contact Jackson? I don't have a reason to contact Jackson. I just want you guys to follow him and watch him. He's a friend of the show's. I've had him on before. Him and I smoked together for a show, and it went really well. I have slammed Kyle Kalinske on here 100 times. Easy. And he is discussing something that is way out of my realm of knowledge. I don't know anything about what he's talking about, and I am learning so much. And I am seeing the slant and the narrative from Kyle Kalinske that he's talking about. And he paints a very good image, of what he perceives as narrative coming from Kyle Kalinske.
Mission to protect civilians is not imperialism. And it's actually disgusting that he would imply it is.
Look, we absolutely can and should denounce Russia invading a sovereign country. That's a very easy thing to do. You should do that. That's obvious. And unfortunately, you're going to
Why is Kyle calling it an invasion when even the U.S. isn't calling it an invasion? Pink highlights. Thank you for the.
How can they say that Donbass is part of Ukraine when it's in a civil war with Ukraine?
Oh, that's a good question. Yes. Why would Ukraine be bombing their own civilians, fighting a war which results in 14,000 individuals being killed, 25% of them being civilians? Yes, good question.
I see a lot of people who are fundamentally incapable of doing that, and that should drive you crazy. Now, Vosh did a little end zone dance here. He said, called it, with regards to Ukraine, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Specifically, prepare for all the pro-Russia imperialists effortlessly and simultaneously switching their narrative from Russia wants no war to Russia was given no choice but war.
How is that an end zone dance? I mean, both of those things are true. Putin literally came out last week. We watched the video, and he made a public plea to the British press saying, do not force our hand on this. We do not want war. We do not want war. We have very specific demands. We do not want war. And we see this escalation in the Donbass. Now, they do not want war still. Let me be clear. Has Russia sent in any sort of offensive military operations into the Donbass? Have they sent in any sort of offensive military, battalions into Kiev?
God, think of how many people right now are scared that war is like on the brink of happening. And listen to what he's saying.
As Ukraine's defense minister said yesterday, has Russia sent in a single battle-ready group past the Ukrainian border? Are there missiles raining down upon Kiev right now? No. So why is Kyle repeating this garbage? Do not fall for this bullshit. There's going to be a lot of people this week saying, oh, well, Russia, whatever happens, they're going to say, well, Russia shouldn't have invaded first. Russia did not invade first as of yet. We don't know what's going to happen, but Russia did not invade. They simply sent in a peacekeeping mission, and Kyle claims to know more than the entire UN Security Council, who could not provide evidence for it being anything other than a peacekeeping mission. Just not too dissimilar, but a little bit dissimilar to what took place in Kazakhstan. They sent in a peacekeeping mission to Kazakhstan when there was a U.S.-led coup taking place just a month or two ago. And after the chaos settled, the peacekeeping mission from Russia left and went back home. Russian peacekeeping missions, the character of them, the character of Russian foreign policy ambitions is very different than what we see from the United States, who when they send in a peacekeeping mission, that peacekeeping mission stays for 20 years and results in millions of civilians die, or hundreds of thousands of civilians dying. You have to look at the character of the country in question as well as what they're actually doing at the time. Kyle's full of shit. Full of shit. Thank you to Buster Peak for the super chat.
It's beautiful how you know anyone in the chat has called for Kyle to be censored for misinformation. This is how you handle bad speech.
Exactly.
Thumbs up.
I wouldn't want him to be censored. I just want to get the truth out there. Exactly. Thank you to Disco Inferno for the super chat as well.
Well said, and agreed.
Kyle has been spending too much time around Vosh the human toilet brush after every Vosh debate.
Big
Big
highlights.
drop.
Thank you for the super chat.
Big drop, guys.
How
Big
can
drop.
they say that Donbass is part of Ukraine when it's in a civil war with Ukraine?
Oh, we already read that one.
It got up to 39.
Thank you for all the super chats, you guys.
27.
This stream's been demonetized because we're talking about war.
Can you
And
believe that?
apparently, you can't talk about war
Screw them.
without being demonetized. So thank you
Screw
for all the
them.
super chats,
Screw
gifted subs,
YouTube.
all that stuff. It means a lot.
Fuck
all right, let's keep
YouTube.
watching.
And that is kind of exactly what happened. So don't be this guy, okay? Don't be Caleb, because this really is a brain dead take.
Hey, Brap.
It's not that hard to say sovereign nation shouldn't be invaded.
If this take is a brain dead take, Kyle's 18-minute video here titled "Russia invades Ukraine," which is false, is an 18-minute long aneurysm.
Yes, you can explain the nuance and the intricacies and the
Boom!
complexities and all of the surrounding circumstances which got us to this point. That's called being intellectually honest. and you should be open and upfront with what the different perspectives are from the different sides. But fundamentally, don't convince yourself that Russia invading a sovereign country is a good thing, because it's not a good thing. It's a very, very bad thing. Now, so this is one extreme.
It's not an invasion. Kyle, let's debate this. I know you won't debate this, but hypothetically, let's debate this. Why is this an invasion? How is this an invasion? Let's talk. If you qualify an invasion as, say, a defensive peacekeeping mission, then sure, you can call it an invasion. But when you say invasion, you are implying that it's a offensive military operation of some kind. And that's not the case.
You have to worry about. I'm so anti-imperialism that I'm pro-imperialism. Here's the other extreme you have to worry about. And Newt Gingrich is the quintessential example of this. The Biden administration talks and Putin acts. This is such a clear replay of Chamberlain trying to deal with Hitler that it is more than a little frightening. Putin is pushing day by day and has no fear of NATO because he has no fear of the United States or its president. So very clearly here, and I warned you guys about this from the beginning, the comparison of Vladimir Putin to Adolf Hitler. Why is this comparison so immensely stupid and, by the way, more importantly, very dangerous? It's dangerous because what's the thing that you should do if you're dealing with Adolf Hitler? The thing you should do is a world war. The thing you should do is any and all action, no matter how escalatory, to defeat him. So what does that mean? Does that mean U.S. troops and boots on the ground and literal World War III and hand-to-hand combat? Yes. Does it also mean perhaps pushing that big red button that says nuke on it? Yes. Because to defeat Hitler, Hitler had global dominance ambitions, and he wasn't going to stop, and he was exterminating everybody along the way. He had a racial hierarchy he was trying to implement. I mean, it's the embodiment of evil. Now, Vladimir Putin is terrible. Vladimir Putin is also not Adolf Hitler.
What makes Vladimir Putin so terrible about what he did today, Kyle? I'm curious.
Look, there's no evidence he has global domination goals. Worst case scenario, he has sphere of influence goals. He has let me reconstitute the Soviet Union goals, and that's bad and that's condemnable, but that is definitely not the same thing as global dominance ambitions. And if you think it is, you're just factually wrong. Both things are bad. One thing is
Russia. That's Al Jazeera agrees.
One thing is everybody immediately go.
That's interesting, Billy.
And deploy and go fight.
I'd like to see Jackson go over that article on his show, man. You know,
that's viable. That's
You
reasonable.
should tweet that article at Jackson Hinkle and get a response from him.
So again, worst case scenario for Putin, he wants to reconstitute the old Soviet Union.
That'd be very interesting to hear what Jackson has to say about that.
He seriously thinks that Putin wants to reconstitute the old Soviet Union?
We're basically getting his take on it.
You understand what that means?
This is the same argument.
He thinks that there's maybe somewhere way, way, way further down the line, the Soviet Union rises again. I don't know. But to think that like Putin has any sort of ambition towards this, and that's like what he's doing today, is insane.
So possible. He understands
Putin was literally partially responsible for the fall of the Soviet Union. I think he now sees it as a clear, mistake to have partaken in the fall of the dissolving of the Soviet Union. But he was a part of it.
Realist about the situation, and he understands that ship has sailed, and his best case scenario at this late date is to just sort of reconstitute certain scraps of the former Soviet Union by picking off ethnically Russian areas in post-Soviet.
Also, you want to know who's on our side? You want to know who's on our side with all of this? Let me pull it up here. Because there's a lot of people who are saying a lot of really dumb things when it comes to this stuff. So let's see who's on our side. I posted this. I said, Putin today ended a war that's been raging on Russia's border for 8 years. 14,000 individuals have been killed by Ukrainian aggression. 25% of those were civilians. The West is now manufacturing consent for the U.S. to start a new war and cut Russia off from the global economy. Right? I tweeted this out. Guess who liked this, and guess who followed me immediately after liking this? Guess who we have on our side? Oliver Stone,
Huh. What?
Oliver Stone is on our side.
No shit.
You know who's on the side of the people who are shitting on us right now? You want to know who's on the other side right now? We have Oliver Stone. You know who's on the other side? Let's take a look at who's battling us in this information war.
Huh.
Yes, this person was shitting on me today. Ambassador Special Envoy. Sorry,
that's too
can't see
shitty.
this. Let me scroll up.
Like
Ambassador, so the Special Envoy of President Juan Guaido of Venezuela. The Special Envoy of President Juan Guaido,
Wow.
the illegitimate president
A blue
of
check.
Venezuela. His Special Envoy is shitting on me on Twitter today. He's liking memes that are like trying to shit on me. So they have the Special Envoy to Juan Guaido that is trying to shit on me, and we have fucking Oliver Stone that's defending us. I think that shows you whose side maybe you should consider standing on. Of course, I don't want to make a sole appeal to authority here. I think I've made pretty convincing arguments here tonight.
Oliver Stone is insane.
Outside of that little appeal to authority, but we're not previously convinced. Maybe take a look at that. Are you standing with Juan Guaido or are you standing with Oliver Stone?
The States, which might be where he's
I'll
at.
stand
Now,
with
again,
you,
that's
Jackson. How
condemnable,
about
and
that?
You should condemn it, but make no mistake about it. That's not Adolf Hitler. Because what Newt Gingrich is doing here, which is so dangerous, is effectively calling for World War III, calling for U.S. boots on the ground, calling for sacrificing young men and women, 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds from Missouri and Compton,
He's a mental
to
case.
go pick up a gun and go fight and die. Because he's massively misread the situation, because he's a neoconservative U.S. imperialist. So those are the two extremes you have to fear. One extreme is, I'm such a lefty and I'm so anti-U.S. imperialism that I'm pro-Russian imperialism. The other extreme is Vladimir Putin is literally Hitler, which means anything and everything to stop him is on the table and necessary and should be used, which means maybe use some nukes, maybe ground deploy, maybe immediately start World War III. Both of the
My Beazle.
Thank you to Sad Boy Zizek for the super chat again. Appreciate you.
You should check out the diplomatic cable excerpt from 2008 WikiLeaks tweeted 3 hours ago regarding Ukrainian NATO membership.
All right, let me pull it up.
I think he's almost.
Megan Cox, thank you for becoming a
I
member.
think he's
Appreciate
through.
you. Thank you. Means a lot. And become a member on YouTube if you'd like to support the show. Nima, thank you for the super chat.
Oliver Stone is awesome. Stephen Colbert was disrespectful to him when interviewing him.
Yeah, I love Oliver Stone. He's based as hell.
A harem
And
and rental
proud to have
properties.
him on our side in this fight.
It's crazy.
All right, this is what WikiLeaks tweeted 3 hours
Used
ago.
to be
Cable.
the
Ukraine's
left take.
potential NATO membership would create an opening for
That
elements
used to be
within
the left take,
the
right?
Russian
Stephanie,
establishment
right?
to meddle, stimulating U.S. overt encouragement of opposing political forces, leaving U.S. Russia in a classic confrontational posture. To be honest, I'm not worried about.
He looks like he is like almost through that video. It looks like he's almost at the very end of it. I don't know how much longer he goes for because I've never seen that video before. But that is just really interesting for me, because I don't know anything about that conflict at all. Anything about it. I like to learn new shit, understand it because, hey, it's one of the most pressing issues of our time right now. We've got COVID, there's what's going on with them trying to silence people, in the First Amendment, with a cancel culture. There's what's going on with, police killing people in the street. There's war about to happen, maybe or maybe not. According to Jackson, it's not. But still, it's on people's minds, so there's just a lot going on. There's a lot to know right now because it involves some of us. Some of it involves some of us. Let's also, let's not forget what's going on with the climate, right? You guys seen the price of gas lately? Huh. Last time this is a true story. I was going to fill up, man. I was driving my truck down the road and I saw those gas prices and I was like, oh, I'm just not going to fucking do that shit. I'm just not going to do it. That shit was so fucking expensive. I was like, they're fucking us with this bullshit. These prices, these gas prices are so insane. How is it where y'all live? How's gas prices, guys? Let me hear from everybody. Tell me what the gas costs per gallon or liter, depending on where you are and where you are. Diesel's gone up to $4.23 here a gallon. It's insane. It's $5 here, Nick. Diesel's $5 a gallon here. So in $3.86 for gas, $3.45 in North Carolina and Virginia, says Josh. $3.45 a gallon. $3.25 in Ohio, says Phil. $3.25 in Ohio, Phil. I'd hate to be an owner operator there. It would cost so much to fill the truck up. Steve running $35 every 5 days. $4.19 per gallon cash. Wow. When I was 17, I was paying $90 to fill up. $3 for regular, $3.50 for $4 for 100%. Really? Billy, really? That's cheap, man. $3. Wow. That's amazing. Oh my God. All of the fucking Joe Biden cheerleaders out. Thank you, Stephanie. All the Joe Biden cheerleaders out there right now. All over the place. Forget about it. Thank you, Joe Biden. What? For what? Are you kidding me? With Kroger fuel points per gallon, brap? Really? That's serious cash back, son. Kroger fuel points. I wonder how Costco is. But you got to be a member, probably to use Costco gas. There is a slight bounce in the crypto, guys, right now. Just show it to you really quick. Just a quick on the 24-hour. What you're looking at is right here. See this resurgence? There's a check mark right there. Right here. This is the 24-hour on Bitcoin. 24-hour on Ethereum. Tiny little something there on Cardano. Something on Matic. And there's something going on there on Sandbox, but it's a little bit more prominent I don't know. We'll just have to keep an eye on it and see. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. I will see you guys on the next show this afternoon, okay? All right. Got to take the good with the bad in Tennessee. No income tax, high wages, low prices, but the people are dumber than Minnie Mouse on opium. 30 cents off gallon text from a local gas. I filled the car up for the first time in a while. Gallon text from a local gas station. Hell yeah, hashtag keep it open. All right, you guys. Want to shout out to Cult of Dusty. Cult of Dusty 1 at Cult of Dusty 1 on Twitter. At Jackson Hinkle on Twitter, of course. You guys should be following him everywhere. Shout out to Noam Chomsky, who agrees with me on First Amendment rights. So don't listen to Ben Norton at the Gray Zone. Listen to me. Okay? I got the First Amendment correct. You guys take care. Thanks, y'all. Bye now. I'll see you on Twitter at Nays Garden. I'll see you over there. All right. Go download it or go to the website. I'll see you there.